Hello guys, I'm here to tell you about my COVID-19 stories. I'm Smita, I'm the co-founder of Fitter and Healthier You, and yes, I was fit and healthy also throughout my COVID-19 journey as well. So I thought, why not document it and let the world know about it. Definitely one thing which you see me here all fit and fine and smiling through it is also because I have been into a healthy lifestyle from past 3 or 4 years probably, dedicatedly into this lifestyle, and in fact my journeys has started around 6 years back. So constantly following healthy meal, healthy lifestyle, working out every single day was probably the reason that I could actually fight it off with a smile. So let me tell you how we got it. So my husband works in a bank, and obviously as the economy was going down, the banking sector started, and he was supposed to go to bank for weekly 3 days. That's when we knew that it is inevitable now. So I had my set of medicines at home because he had started working, he was going out, though we were taking all the precautions necessary, everything which was required, but still somewhere down the line you go to office, there are people you meet, there are documents which you sign. Obviously you cannot sanitize the paper, these documents pass from hand to hands, you use the common areas. So my medicine kit was ready, and one fine day, he had been going to office for 3-4 months then, and one fine day at night he started with fever. The fever was more, and that day I just started with normal antipyretics. So night went by and I realized that antipyretics wasn't getting the fever down. So morning we started with our course of medicines for COVID-19 before we got our test done, because he was really in a bad state. Also, being a patient of acute bronchitis, it was difficult for his lungs as well. And I, coming from a paramedical background with an experience over years, I knew exactly what to do. So I started his treatment right away. We took 2 days to settle out those that fever and initial breathing difficulty and all those things. 2 to 3 days plus pranayam and yoga went by to open his chest. The postures which we use in Iyengar yoga to open up the chest, I would say I have a very close my family member who is into Iyengar yoga, and auntie helped me out with the poses to open up his chest. We had to give him nebulizations, we had to do everything which was required, and he was all sorted by second and third day. And before that itself we have booked for a test of COVID-19, which we weren't getting the slots. Being in Mumbai, obviously we all know the conditions, so we weren't getting the slots for the COVID-19 test. It was all pre-booked for 3 days. And meanwhile, the treatment did not stop. I was constantly in touch with a few doctors as well who helped me out, and at least to tell me, yes, this is what has to be done, you are on the right path. And by third day he was all fine, and he was all good to go. By that time we got to know that in office also 2-3 people have been tested positive. We got the test day scheduled, and he was definitely positive, which we all knew, but I was negative and the kids were negative. And from the time day one, while I was attending to him, I made sure the kids are kept away from us. So we kind of isolated ourselves into one room. He completely, I was taking care of sanitizing my hand when I go outside the room, touch. The kids weren't allowed to touch me, but if at all we are using the common areas and place, and we were careful about it. I was careful about it. Now after 17-20 days, when he was all fit and fine and we felt that the test would come negative, we had a second test done and he was again positive. So one person positive means again the whole family is tested. The kids were again negative, but I had contracted the infection. Meanwhile, one day in between I had around 99 point some degree of Fahrenheit fever. So not major, 99.4 degree Fahrenheit. And I immediately started the medication. I had no other symptoms except for that mild fever, a slight irritation in throat, and a slight heavy breathing is what I felt, nothing else. And that heavy breathing wasn't too much, just that I could feel it. Then I started my treatment also as soon as possible, and by that time Biju's test was scheduled and I also got tested and I was positive. But trust me guys, it wasn't that difficult. One, because we knew the medical knowledge, we had the medical knowledge. Second, we started the treatment immediately. Third, we made sure that our breathing exercise is in place. We are doing our exercises and we are eating really healthy. So when I say eating healthy means I made sure that we are taking our carbs, because this disease definitely makes your body weak. You get tired very easily. So I have been a person who has always been very much active, but that initial stage of fever, I realized that my body is aching. So just 99.4 degree of fever, 99.4 degree Fahrenheit of fever, but my body was aching. So when the body is aching and you just have no stamina, that means yes, it is draining you out. So all I did was, while I noticed the first symptoms, again, even the test, though it was again scheduled for a later day, but kids were anyways away from me, I secluded myself into the room where my husband was, and started the treatment immediately. Now, you guys, if you are not aware, you are not from the medical fraternity, make sure you see the first symptom and contact your doctor. Your practitioner is going to tell you what exactly to take. Please do not delay the treatment. Don't take it lightly. Even if it's a normal flu, normal slight fever, and the symptoms might be like flu-like and not nothing, and it might not be very major, but understand the fact that this time we cannot take anything lightly. So you taking the measures is correct, but also if you see the symptoms, make sure you start immediate treatment. Warm water throughout the day, healthy meals, and we all know all those decoctions which we are supposed to make. In India, we always follow this, the hot spices decoction whenever we are sick with flu. Please have it. Please have your turmeric milk in place. Please have healthy food. Make sure you have your fruits, you have your vegetables, you have your, if you're a non-vegetarian, make sure you have your lean proteins and the meat in place, eggs in place. It's important to have your proteins in place. In case you are vegetarian, make sure you have your cottage cheese, you have your cheese, you have your pulses and legumes, and don't restrict yourself. That is not the time when you see about the weight gain part. But yes, not to be eating too much of unhealthy junk and fat rich food, but the healthy meal. So that was one thing we took care. So how we managed to keep our kids still away from it was, before the kids woke up, I would wake up in the morning, go to the kitchen, and this is like from the time Biju, my husband, became sick and I was taking care of him, this was one thing which the kids did, was they took over the cleaning part. So they were a very big help to me. So night they would clean the entire living room, all the rooms. Our room we would take care, their room, living room, and the kitchen and the common areas, they took care of it. They would clean it completely, clean the tables, everything, spray room disinfectant, surface disinfectant throughout, and then they would sleep. So morning when I came out, the house is clean, the kitchen is clean. I would go cook for 2-3 days together, bulk cooking. It would take 2-3 hours, and that day I would really get drained off. But as I said, morning I would start with a banana fried in little ghee, and not deep fried, shallow fried in ghee with salt and pepper. And that used to be my first meal which would go inside, and that would keep me energetic for next 3-4 hours. After that I would do the cooking, elaborate cooking, and cooking 2-3 vegetables, 1 gravy. The chapatis were made in advance. Rice we could cook then and there, it just take 5-10 minutes. So rest, yes, we always had the supply of breads, milks, and that is something which even kids could manage. The instant noodles the kids could manage. But yes, elaborate cooking was done keeping in mind 2-3 days, your meals, 6 meals. I'll show you what all has been done till now. Let me just put it here. So what has been done is, the water is boiled with tulsi. I have little rice made here, and fish curry is here. I have some namesake salad because we are dependent on online groceries now, and we're just not getting cucumbers, good one. This is little beans. That's little potato fries for the kids. This is again bal chapatis. This is a little cheesecake. I just took it out to see if it is set properly. I just made the first thing. This was done in the morning and kept, but obviously it will get back to fridge. This is a little papaya cut for us. We do have apples and fruits. So fruit supply we have got. A few days back we got our fruits.
but we have still not got a lot of salad bar. Now this is also, we don't use capsicum and all. Lately we aren't using it for salad because you never know when you can get next fresh vegetables. So a little dal fry is done, and we are sorted for around at least 2 or 3 meals. So a little rice which will be made just in case needed, that's more than enough. Also, yes, this is the last lot of breakfast now. A little toast, and probably for kids it will be with little paneer or cottage cheese with chili flakes on it, and for us I'm gonna make a vegetable omelette, and with toast we'll have it. So that's the plan for today.
And once done, I would clean everything which I have touched, the kitchen surface, the cabinets, the fridge. Every single thing was cleaned, and the surface disinfectant again sprayed around. For kids, the milk and the breakfast was kept just there, and they could just, whenever they woke up, they would take it, warm it and eat. And yes, I know it is not a good method to be eating old food, but then when things are like this, you really have no hopes. One thing, yes, we did not opt for going to quarantine center because we had kids at home. We can't leave them here alone. That is one thing. Second, we don't have family here. Not that our friends did not take an initiative. They were all very supportive, but we also understood one fact, that the kids might be carriers though they were not infected, so why to risk other family. And also while my husband got the problems at the first stage, you might ask why was he not sent to the hospital, because honestly, coming from medical background, I was kind of sure that I'll be able to handle. That was the first thing, and I started on the first day itself, right? Within 12 hours the treatment was started, so I was kind of very sure that I can manage it. That was the first reason. Secondly, the hospitals in Mumbai are flooded and crowded with COVID-19, so I was like, if he goes and he might get more infected. Owing to the fact that he also has chronic bronchitis, I was like, let me see and monitor him. So we had BP instrument at home, we had pulse oximeter at home, we had thermometer at home. So everything which was needed was there at home because he had started going to work. So we had nebulization machine at home. So I knew we could manage, and if at all I would have had one alarming sound, sign that no, it's time to take him to hospital and get him to intensive care unit, I would have done that. But since everything was in place, thank God for all these mercies and knowledge that we could just handle it and pass through it. While I got infected, it wasn't very severe for me, except for that tiredness part of it, and also the combination of the drugs would get my pulse and BP down. There were instances where my pulse went to 52, 53 beats per minute. My BP went down to something like 90s and 50s. But the point is, again, you know what to do. So raise your legs, drink a shot of black coffee, have some salt water. And also one problem with athletes like us or the people into fitness is, like, when we get into sedentary lifestyle, our pulse decreases. So just took it very easily, very casually. I will not say casually, but yes, we knew what to do, and we did not let it come over us. So it was more about our mental strength, which helped us go about it. We knew morning, I can get up, I can do this. I will have one shot of banana with me, and probably 2-3 hours I can manage to cook. And then the kids were really very responsible, very helpful. They managed everything. They managed the whole house by themselves. The point is that even whether it was washing vessels, doing the laundry, we could just manage it. One big help was all these online portals, because we got our groceries from Amazon, we got the non-veg food from Licious, we got our medicines through Pharmacy. So all these things were a big blessing. All these, they got us everything. The security would collect it and would leave it just outside our door. All we had to do was open the door, pick it up, sanitize the whole thing, sanitize the door again and close it, and we never came in direct contact with anyone. So that was a very big thing for us. And then I told you how I started my day, and how then after, once I am in my room, we would do our pranayams together, we would do our breathing exercises together, and I had my yoga mat, my yoga bricks. my dumbbells, a set of dumbbells in my room, whatever we could. If we were too tired, we would not do cardio or nothing that strains us, but on the bed, upper body exercise, on the grill, lower body exercises with the support of the chair or the grill or the wall. So whatever we could, every single day we did. Yes, the days I had recording, I had to move off all this stuff from here. First sanitize my hand, move off all these stuff from here, set up my things for recording my sessions for my clients, because work has to go on. I would set up my session here, finish my recording, again sanitize my hand, because I might have used my hand on my face, on my hair, or I might have wiped my sweat. So again sanitize my hand, then put all this furniture back in place and use the surface disinfectant for all this place. And then again, this was done in the morning hours, so that this place with the surface disinfectant is left there for another 1 or 2 hours before the kids came into the common area or the living area. So their virtual classes they attended from their room, we were in our room. So 2-room distant love happening through door to door between us and our kids. And as I say, when you face the problems with a smile, and when you are thankful towards the little mercies you have, trust me, the journey is not that tough. Between all of these, there were other adventures which happened. Was the electric circuit of our kids' room, somehow it just shot. So the 3 plug points weren't working, the light wasn't working, the fan wasn't working. All that was working was AC. Only the AC switch was working, so at least the kids could sleep in their room. Our AquaGuard, the tap nozzle, just one fine day it just decided to dislocate itself, and obviously you cannot call anyone to repair. And all we did was, when we would come to the kitchen, climb the platform, open the top lid and fill the water from there, purified water from there, and again boil it off with some tulsi leaf or ginger or cumin seeds, and boil it and keep it. And kids really, they adjusted to everything. The other one day, yes, our bedroom, our bedroom washroom, the washroom which was attached to our bedroom, that unit just short off. So the geyser wasn't working, the light wasn't working in the washroom. But again, thanks to the little mercies, we have another washroom which has geyser, and we could just take the hot water from there. And yes, mobile cameras, having torch was another big blessing, I would say. So when you count your blessings and your gratitudes, they just multiply. And thankfully a lot of well wishes, a lot of prayers. And yes, the society, people of society were very, very supportive, cooperative. They would keep asking, if you need something, let us know. The people we knew, our friends, they were very, very supportive. They offered to take the kids with them. But as I said, we knew that they might be carriers, and we did not want to risk any other family then. We stood our grounds, but at least they were like, one of our friends just dropped in a big bag of fruits to the security. Another friend of ours, they just dropped in a big bag of snacks and small little things, though everything, as I said, we were getting everything online. Big Basket was there, so all these portals, we had everything online, but still there were these people also. Out of nowhere they came and they dropped stuff to the security, and security brought us here, and the security was very, very helpful. So as I said, know the signs, start the treatment as early as possible, stick to the basics, eat well, drink well, have your hot spices in place, have your fats, carbohydrates and proteins in place. The required amount of fat is required, the amount of carbohydrates required is required, proteins you need to eat. So also the problem with COVID-19 is that it makes your lungs very weak, the fibrosis. So definitely you guys have to work on your breathing exercise, whatever exercise. I have been at No Fitness, so I could continue my workouts, do the recording, do everything. But if you are not someone who has been into fitness, make sure at least pranayam, breathing exercise, not the bhastrika, not the heavy pranayam, but simple breathing exercise are very, very required to heal your lungs from inside. We have tested negative back, and we are about to take our x-rays. Maybe after another 15 days of breathing exercise and all, we might go and have an x-ray done just to check the status of our lungs. So this is me for you, bringing my Karuna stories, telling you guys that if it comes, face it with a smile. And yes, following a healthy lifestyle is so important so that you're back on track as early as possible. It kind of, does it affect you that much, or you just have that mental strength to handle it? So keep smiling, enjoy each day as it comes.